Some of the most beautiful flowers in the entire world are also the most deadly. And today, we are going inside that world. I have put together a list of 10 rare and dangerous perennial blooming flowers. These are real plants that grow back year after year in gardens, forests, and wild landscapes all over the world. They are gorgeous, they are fascinating, and some of them can kill you. Now, I am not saying this to scare you. I am saying this because knowledge is power. Whether you are a gardener, a nature lover, or just someone who finds the dark side of the plant world completely fascinating, this video is going to open your eyes. Stay with me all the way to the end because number 10 on this list is one of the most visually stunning and quietly dangerous flowers on the planet, and most people have no idea. Before we get into this incredible list, if you are new to this channel, welcome. I am so glad you found us. This channel is dedicated to bringing you honest, fascinating, and genuinely useful content about the plant world. If you find this kind of content interesting, please go ahead and hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach more people who love plants just as much as we do. And make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a new video. We post every week, and there is always something worth watching. All right, let us get into it. We are counting down all 10 of these rare and dangerous perennial flowers, starting from number 1. Here's a fact most people overlook in gardens and parks. A lot of the flowers around them are toxic. Some are mildly irritating, some can cause serious illness, and a small number of them are genuinely deadly. We've been taught that flowers are soft, safe, and decorative, but nature does not always work that way. Many of these plants evolved their toxins as a defense against being eaten by animals. Some developed poisons to protect their seeds. Others have compounds so powerful that they have been used in medicine, in warfare, and in some very dark moments in human history. The flowers on this list are all perennials, meaning they come back year after year. They are not rare in the sense that you cannot find them. In fact, several of them are sold in garden centers right now, sitting on the shelves next to completely safe plants with no warning labels. That is exactly why this video matters. Not to frighten you away from gardening, quite the opposite. Understanding which plants are dangerous makes you a smarter, safer, and more knowledgeable gardener. And honestly, it makes the garden a far more interesting place. So let us meet these extraordinary plants. Beautiful, mysterious, and not to be underestimated. 1. Monkshood. Botanical name, Aconitum napellus, also called wolfsbane, or the queen of poisons. Opening our list at number 1 is a plant with a beautiful name and a terrifying reputation. This is monkshood, also known as wolfsbane. It is widely considered one of the most toxic plants in the entire northern hemisphere. Monkshood is a tall, elegant perennial that can reach 4 to 5 feet in height. Its blue-purple blooms resemble monk's hoods, inspiring its name. It blooms in late summer and early autumn, and in a garden setting, it is absolutely stunning. It grows readily in temperate climates, prefers partial shade and moist soil, and comes back reliably year after year. In terms of appearance alone, it looks completely at home in a cottage garden or woodland border. Key benefit. From a purely horticultural standpoint, monkshood is a valuable late-season bloomer that attracts bumblebees. The deep blue flower color is rare and highly sought after in garden design. It is genuinely beautiful and adds dramatic vertical structure to a border. Caution. Now here is where we need to be very serious. Every single part of this plant is poisonous. Every part of the plant contains aconitine, a highly fast-acting toxin. It can be absorbed through the skin, which means you should never handle this plant without gloves. Symptoms range from mouth burning and numbness to serious heart complications and death. There have been recorded fatalities from this plant in modern times. Grow it if you choose, but treat it with total respect and keep it well away from children and pets. Stunning, rare, and genuinely deadly, a fitting start to our list. 2. Foxglove, botanical name Digitalis purpurea. Number 2 is a flower that most gardeners know well, and many grow with great affection. The foxglove. But what many people do not fully appreciate is just how dangerous this familiar beauty really is. Foxglove is a tall, stately perennial that sends up dramatic spikes of tubular flowers. They come in shades of purple, pink, white, and cream. The inside of each flower is beautifully spotted, and the whole plant can reach 5 or even 6 feet in height. A cottage garden favorite, it attracts bees and hummingbirds and is instantly recognizable. Key benefit. Foxglove has an extraordinary medical legacy. Digitalis, used to treat heart conditions, comes from this plant. It is one of the most important examples in history of a dangerous plant being transformed into a life-saving medicine. From a garden perspective, it is also a magnificent pollinator plant and a stunning visual feature in any border. Caution. Despite its medical uses, foxglove is toxic to humans and animals if ingested. All parts of the plant contain cardiac glycosides, compounds that affect the heart. Eating even a small amount can cause nausea, vomiting, blurred vision, heart palpitations, and potentially fatal heart failure. Children are particularly at risk because the tubular flowers look inviting. Always wash your hands after handling foxglove and never let children or pets chew on any part of it. Beautiful, historically significant, and carrying a real risk, foxglove is a flower that demands your respect. 3. Lily of the Valley, botanical name, Convallaria majalis. Number 3 might surprise a lot of you, because this flower is used in wedding bouquets. It is one of the most beloved and delicate-looking flowers in the world. It is lily of the valley, and it is highly toxic. Lily of the Valley is a low-growing perennial that spreads gently across the ground, producing pairs of broad, arching leaves and slender stems hung with tiny, perfectly formed, white bell-shaped flowers. The fragrance is extraordinary, one of the most sought-after scents in perfumery, and the whole plant has an appearance of pure innocence. It thrives in shaded, woodland-style conditions and spreads steadily year after year, creating beautiful, fragrant ground cover in spots where other plants struggle. Key benefit. As a ground cover for shaded areas, Lily of the Valley is almost unmatched. It suppresses weeds, looks beautiful in spring, fills the air with an incredible scent, and requires virtually no maintenance once established. It is also highly symbolic in many cultures, associated with purity, happiness, and the return of spring. Caution. Do not let the delicate appearance fool you. Lily of the Valley contains over 30 different cardiac glycosides, making it one of the most toxic plants in the temperate garden. Every single part of the plant is poisonous, including the small red berries that appear after flowering, which can be particularly attractive to children. Ingestion causes vomiting, a slowed or irregular heartbeat, and in serious cases, it can be fatal. The water in a vase of cut lily of the valley is also toxic. Keep this plant completely away from children and pets. One of the most deceptively dangerous plants in existence, beautiful beyond words, but not to be taken lightly. 4. Autumn crocus, botanical name Colchicum autumnale, also called naked lady or meadow saffron. Number 4 is a flower with a fascinating quirk. It blooms in autumn with no leaves in sight, which gives it the eerie nickname, the naked lady. But its most alarming quality is not its appearance. It is its toxicity. This is the autumn crocus. The autumn crocus produces beautiful goblet-shaped flowers in soft shades of lilac, pink, and white. What makes it unusual is that the flowers appear in early autumn, completely leafless, emerging straight from the bare ground. The leaves do not appear until spring, and they die back before the flowers return the following autumn. It is a mysterious and captivating plant. From a garden design perspective, the autumn crocus is genuinely exciting because it provides color at a time when most flowers have finished. That unexpected pop of soft purple or pink in September or October is a real gift in the garden. It is also the source of colchicine, a compound used in modern medicine to treat gout and certain genetic conditions. This plant is seriously toxic. All parts contain colchicine, a compound that interferes with cell division and can cause multi-organ failure if ingested in sufficient quantities. It is frequently mistaken for wild garlic or spring crocus, which is extremely dangerous. There are recorded deaths, both in humans and in livestock, from accidental ingestion. The toxic dose is small. If you grow it, label it clearly, keep it away from children and animals, and never allow it near edible plants in your garden. Rare, strikingly beautiful, and genuinely hazardous, the autumn crocus is a plant that commands attention and caution in equal measure. 5. Bleeding heart. Botanical name Lamprocapnos spectabilis, formerly known as Dicentra spectabilis. Number 5 is one of the most romantically named and visually enchanting plants on our entire list, the bleeding heart. And yes, it carries a hidden danger that most people who grow it never know about. Bleeding heart is a graceful, arching perennial with feathery blue-green foliage and long, drooping stems hung with perfectly heart-shaped flowers in deep pink and white. Each individual flower genuinely looks like a little pink heart with a white drop hanging beneath it. In spring, when this plant is in full bloom, it is one of the most enchanting sights in any garden. It prefers cool, shaded conditions and goes dormant in summer heat, dying back completely to the ground and re-emerging the following spring. Key benefit. Bleeding heart is a jewel of the shade garden. It lights up dark corners that few other flowering perennials can handle, pairs beautifully with ferns and hostas, and provides that magical early spring bloom that gardeners wait for all winter. The unusual, heart-shaped flowers make it a genuine conversation piece in any garden. Caution. All parts of the bleeding heart plant contain isoquinoline alkaloids, which are toxic to humans, dogs, and cats. Ingestion can cause vomiting, diarrhea, tremors, and in larger doses, convulsions. The sap can also cause skin irritation and a rash in sensitive individuals, so wear gloves when handling it. It is important to note that the danger is relatively low when the plant is simply grown in the garden and not touched or eaten. But in households with young children or pets that dig or chew plants, it is worth being aware of. Breathtakingly beautiful and quietly toxic, bleeding heart is a reminder that danger in the garden often wears the most charming disguise. 6. Deadly nightshade. Botanical name Atropa belladonna, also known as belladonna. Number 6 has a name that tells you exactly what you need to know. Deadly nightshade, also known as belladonna. This is one of the most infamous poisonous plants in all of human history, and it produces flowers that are quietly, hauntingly beautiful. Deadly nightshade is a large, bushy perennial that can grow up to 5 feet tall. It produces small but striking bell-shaped flowers in a deep, dusky purple-brown color with a green tinge. These are followed by glossy, round black berries that are disturbingly attractive, particularly to children. The whole plant has a slightly sinister, otherworldly quality to it that somehow fits its reputation perfectly. Key benefit. Belladonna has a long and remarkable history in medicine. Atropine, a compound derived from this plant, is still used today in eye examinations, surgery, and the treatment of certain heart conditions and nerve agent poisoning. It was also used historically by women as eye drops to dilate their pupils, which was considered a sign of beauty, which is how the name Belladonna, meaning beautiful woman in Italian, came to be. Caution. Make no mistake, this plant is extremely dangerous. As few as 2 to 5 berries can be fatal to a child. The berries taste sweet, which makes the risk to young children very serious. All parts of the plant contain tropane alkaloids, including atropine and scopolamine, which cause hallucinations, rapid heart rate, dry mouth, dilated pupils, confusion, and potentially death. This is not a plant for a family garden. It should only be grown by experienced gardeners with full awareness of the risks and absolutely no access for children or animals. A plant wrapped in history, medicine, mythology, and genuine danger. Deadly nightshade is extraordinary in every sense of the word. 7. Delphinium, botanical name Delphinium elatum. Number 7 is a flower that is absolutely iconic in the English cottage garden and one of the most spectacular perennials you can grow, the delphinium. And most people who grow them have no idea they are working with a toxic plant. Delphiniums are towering, majestic perennials that send up dramatic spikes of flowers reaching 4, 5, or even 6 feet tall. The color range is extraordinary, from the deepest midnight blue to bright cobalt, soft lavender, pale lilac, and pure white. Many varieties have a contrasting eye at the center of each flower, often in black or white, which gives them an almost jewel-like quality. They bloom in early to midsummer and are a cornerstone of the classic cottage garden look. When grown well, a row of delphiniums in full bloom is one of the most impressive sights in all of horticulture. Key benefit. From a design standpoint, delphiniums offer something almost no other perennial can match. That combination of extraordinary height, vertical impact, and true blue color is unique in the flowering garden. They make a statement that no other plant can replicate, and in a front garden or border, they are genuinely show-stopping. Caution. All parts of the delphinium plant, but especially the seeds and young seedlings, contain diterpene alkaloids that are toxic to humans and highly toxic to livestock, particularly cattle and horses. In humans, ingestion can cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, muscle weakness, and, in serious cases, respiratory failure. Skin contact with the sap can cause irritation. Always wear gloves when handling delphiniums, wash your hands thoroughly after working with them, and ensure they are not accessible to grazing animals. Magnificent to look at, deeply toxic to ingest. Delphiniums are a plant that rewards the careful gardener and punishes carelessness. 8. Hellebore, botanical name Helleborus niger/orientalis, commonly called the Christmas rose or Lenten rose. Number 8 is a plant that has fascinated gardeners, herbalists, and historians for centuries. Dark, mysterious, and breathtakingly beautiful. This is the hellebore. Hellebores are low-growing, evergreen perennials that produce some of the most unusual and captivating flowers in the plant world. The blooms face downward, as if looking at the ground, and come in a remarkable range of colors, including near black, deep plum, dusky rose, pale primrose yellow, and pure white. Many varieties are heavily spotted or have picoted edges in contrasting colors. One of the most remarkable things about hellebores is when they bloom. Many varieties flower in the depths of winter, from December through to March, bringing color to the garden at a time when almost nothing else is alive. That quality alone makes them one of the most treasured perennials in cold climate gardens. Key benefit. The winter blooming habit of hellebores is their greatest gift to the gardener. At a time when the garden is bare and gray, these extraordinary flowers emerge and remind you that life goes on. They are also deer and rabbit resistant, shade tolerant, drought tolerant once established, and virtually maintenance free. For the shaded or woodland garden, they are close to irreplaceable. Caution. Hellebores are toxic to humans, dogs, cats, and horses. All parts of the plant contain helleborin and other glycosides that cause burning and irritation of the mouth and throat, nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramping, and potential heart effects if consumed in quantity. The sap can cause skin irritation and dermatitis in sensitive individuals. Historically, hellebore was associated with witchcraft and was used as a poison in ancient times. Wear gloves when handling and keep away from children and pets. Dark, historic, and deeply captivating. Hellebores are the jewels of the winter garden, and they carry their danger with quiet grace. 9. Larkspur, botanical name Consolida aegacis, a close relative of Delphinium. Number 9 is another flower that looks completely at home in the most innocent cottage garden imaginable. Light, feathery, and full of color. The larkspur. But this cheerful-looking flower carries a serious warning. Larkspur is a tall, slender perennial with finely cut, ferny foliage and elegant spikes of flowers in vivid shades of blue, purple, pink, and white. It has a loose, airy quality that makes it look effortlessly beautiful, and it is a favorite in cut flower gardens because the blooms are long-lasting in a vase. It self-seeds readily, which means that once you have it in your garden, it tends to return year after year without any effort on your part. In late spring and early summer, a well-established patch of larkspur is a truly lovely sight. Key benefit. Larkspur is an outstanding cut flower with an airy, romantic quality that few other blooms can match. It works beautifully in mixed cottage garden plantings, attracts hummingbirds and butterflies, and the range of blue tones it offers is exceptional. For anyone designing a naturalistic or wildflower-style garden, it is an invaluable plant. Caution. All parts of the larkspur plant are toxic, and the young seedlings and seeds are particularly dangerous. The plant contains diterpene alkaloids, the same compounds found in delphinium, which can cause nausea, muscle paralysis, breathing difficulties, and potentially death in both humans and animals. Larkspur poisoning is a leading cause of cattle death in parts of the western United States. In a garden setting, the main risk is to children and pets. Always supervise young children around this plant and wash hands thoroughly after handling. Feathery, romantic, and carrying a risk that its delicate appearance does nothing to suggest. Larkspur is a flower that asks you to look a little closer. 10. Oleander, botanical name, Nerium oleander. And here we are at number 10, the one I told you not to miss. And I stand by that completely because oleander is, without question, one of the most beautiful and most toxic flowering plants in the entire world. And it is growing in gardens, parks, and roadsides all over the globe as we speak. Oleander is a large, evergreen, perennial shrub that can reach 10 to 12 feet tall. It produces clusters of strikingly beautiful flowers in shades of deep pink, soft pink, white, red, and apricot yellow. The blooms are fragrant, the foliage is a deep, glossy green, and the whole plant is lush, vigorous, and undeniably stunning. It thrives in hot, dry, Mediterranean-style climates and is commonly used as a landscaping plant, a highway divider, and a garden hedge in warm regions all over the world. In the right climate, it blooms profusely from spring right through to autumn. Key benefit. As an ornamental plant, oleander is extremely hard to beat in a warm climate. It is drought-tolerant, salt-tolerant, heat-tolerant, fast-growing, and produces an almost continuous display of beautiful flowers. It works as a screening hedge, a specimen plant, or a container specimen in cooler climates where it can be brought indoors in winter. The flower display, particularly on pink varieties, is genuinely breathtaking. Caution. This is where things get very serious. Oleander is considered one of the most poisonous, commonly grown garden plants in the world. Every single part of this plant is toxic, including the flowers, the leaves, the stems, the roots, and even the smoke produced if you burn the wood. It contains cardiac glycosides that interfere with the heart, and ingesting even a small amount can cause severe heart rhythm disturbances, vomiting, seizures, and death. There have been deaths recorded from people using oleander sticks to skewer food over a campfire. The nectar can poison honey. Even the water in a vase of cut oleander branches is toxic. If you grow it, do so with full awareness, never burn pruning, always wear gloves, and ensure children and animals cannot access it. Oleander is the perfect ending to this list. Stunning, generous with its blooms, and hiding one of the most powerful plant poisons in nature. A truly extraordinary flower. And that is our full list. 10 rare and dangerous perennial blooming flowers that prove nature is never quite as innocent as it looks. I hope this video has left you with a genuine sense of wonder about the plant world. These flowers are not just dangerous, they are fascinating. They have shaped human history, advanced modern medicine, inspired mythology and art, and they continue to grow in our gardens and wild landscapes right now. Knowing about the dangers does not mean you have to be afraid of them. It means you can grow them, appreciate them, and share your garden safely. Knowledge is always better than ignorance when it comes to the plants around you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Your time and attention genuinely mean everything to me, and I hope this was worth every minute. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like right now. It takes just 1 second, and it makes a real difference in helping this channel grow and reach more plant lovers like you. If you are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and join our community. Every week, I bring you new content about the incredible, surprising, and sometimes dangerous world of plants. Drop a comment below and let me know which flower on this list surprised you the most. I will read every single comment, and I would love to hear from you. I will see you in the very next video. Until then, stay curious, stay safe in the garden, and keep growing. See you soon.